Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 673. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Won't Call Me Les. Today is Sunday, the 10th of November, 2024. Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. Um, so it's been an eventful week in the States. Um, Everyone already knows that, so I guess we can skip that. Um, but yeah, so I suppose we can get on to talking about knitting.
Yeah, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
Okay. I have three current things in progress. I'll show the smallest one first. So, one of my good friends, every year for Christmas, or around about every year, I knit her children and her hats. And so I have just cast on her eldest a hat. I am just using 96 stitches on size 4 needles with DK weight yarn and doing around 5 inches of ribbing and then 5 more inches of stockinette, and then just doing standard hat decreases like knit 10, knit 2 together, then
Mm-hmm.
knit around, knit 9, knit 2 together, knit around. So pretty standard, just very chill. The yarn is gorgeous. It is Suburban Stitcher.
Mm,
They asked for a dusty lavender, and I went into my stash and thought that this would be a good choice. This is Masquerade. I believe I got this at SSK in 2022, maybe.
yeah, I think that was
So
when she ended. Or she ended
yep,
twice.
she did. Yep. And hopefully she'll be back again because I really like
Yeah.
her stuff. So I am in just on the start of this. Like I said, I'm knitting it on size 4 needles, gonna do a whole bunch of ribbing. It's great for when other things are going on. Because I'm kind of at some weird points on some other things that I've been working on. So my sweater, I've run out of yarn on. So, this is the Layla cardigan. It is kind of like a vest or a short sleeve sweater that's open front, cardi version. And this is the back. I have around 3 more inches to go on the back, and I ran out of hand spun. So
So
I have,
I was going to ask, is this after you'd already spun more, or
yeah.
you?
hmm
Ooh,
So this is kind of a segue into spinning, but when I bought more, I bought 8 ounces instead of just four, just in
mm-hmm.
case. And so I had spun four up this is a 3-ply. And so I had another 4 ounces. So that's spun. It just needs a bath, but I've been doing something else in my sink. But yep, both fronts are done. It's in like a weird, um, and there's glitter on it because something else that I was working on has glitter. You'll see it in a second. So it's sparkly right now, but yeah, both fronts are done with some
Okay.
short rows. So the variegated part is a 3-ply hand spun that is into the world, just pretentious enough on a gray Cordell base. And then the gray at the top is Modern Daily Knitting's Atlas, which is a Rambouillet. Um, so yeah, the fronts are both done. Let me see if I can find a better way to show this. So the fronts are both done, and then that back. So yep, spinning for that. And then after I get the back done, I'll have a large collar to do and some short sleeves because this is going to be a layering piece, and that is living in a giant hide and hammer bag, and it needs every last bit of it because it is now well over a pound. Um, so whatever, it'll
Mm.
be fine. And that is being knit on, I believe, size 6 needles. I don't have that in the show notes, but I think it's size 6 or 5s, maybe 4s. Who knows? It's a mystery. And then the last thing I have on my needles are some socks. So I finished my first Nomadic
Mm,
Yarns Halloween sock. It is just simple toe up, worked on over 60 stitches with the Wendy Johnson gusset with heel. I think this is the Slutty Pumpkin colorway, but I'm not sure. Could just totally be making that up. And then it is a fingering weight yarn. And then while in line to vote, I cast on the second and got a full repeat done because I was in line for around an hour. And then I had a work event yesterday, so I've almost gotten a whole second repeat done. So this is, my drag around while I'm waiting
mm-hmm,
to do stuff knitting. I knit on it when I pick up groceries or other things that I'm waiting for are happening. So it usually lives in my work bag, and that is still in a Halloween fat squirrel bag. I mean, they're black cats. They're year round.
mm-hmm,
It's fine. Um, so yeah, those are the three current things that I am working on. I also picked back up some one of my goals for the rest of this year is to finish up some works in progress, and I forgot to grab this, but I only knit like 5 rows on it, so it's fine. It's a little gnome from Sarah Shira. It
mm-hmm.
was Mystery Gnome several years ago that I knit the nose and some I-cord pieces for and had cast on the hat. And so I'm at the part of the hat that needs a welt, and I don't like doing welts. It irritates me. Um, so I just need to suck it up and do it, but I have not been in the mood. So, and I need to find some circular needles, or at least some needles to do that with, because it involves like picking up stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So,
From below, yeah.
yep. So I need to work on that. And yeah, so that will be my fourth project once I get that done. And then I have some socks that I need to finish up that are way long term as well as some other stuff. There's lots to pick from. So, what have you been working on?
Looking for a tape measure at the moment, but it's fine. It'll hold. So mostly what I've been working on this week is the Obon cardigan. I wanted to get it to the point where you divide for the sleeve, and I'm almost there. I'm so close. I've got like 4 more rows. Like I got to the right measurement, and then read the pattern because that's the thing you're supposed to do before this point. And there's like 6 rows of shaping that needs to be done. So I'm close. I'm like at this point 4 rows away from dividing for the sleeve. But this is the cardigan. Well, you can actually see the tables today. That's nice. Um, this is where the pocket needs to be tacked down. Um, but yeah, so it's I think it's about 17 and a little inches from under the arm, um, which is about what it needs to be. So yeah, it's really pretty. I'm happy with how it's coming out. This is out of Jared Flood or Brooklyn Tweed. I think the colorway is confetti. Um, I don't know. But I think it's confetti. But it's just a brown with pops of primary colors. So yeah, and it's really light because it's a woolen spun yarn, so it's really airy. Um, and that's really the only thing that I actively worked on this week that isn't finished. But I did finish the thing.
Oh, good.
Really cute. Are you prepared?
I am prepared.
It is a tiny
Aw.
squirrel.
It's hard to see. Like, it's very blurry for me. Like,
Yours was too. I think it's just the way that the system records.
we're trying a
Um,
new recording system,
yeah,
y'all. So we'll see how it
yeah,
works. Aw,
uh-huh,
cute. You'll have to send me
yeah,
some pictures so I can see a little better.
yeah. So he's got this. I don't remember if many of you. Well, I don't know if many of you remember, but when Ravelry first became a thing in 2007, there were a few patterns that were like everyone was making. Telepathy was one of them.
Yep.
Calorimetry was one of them.
Yep. I love my
Uh,
Calaman. I need to knit some more of those. I also need to
yeah,
knit. I have some yarn for a clapetee that I need to pull out and work on.
and there was a washcloth that had like a little lion face, and it used this little loop stitch.
Yeah.
I definitely made some of those as well. So, but this is from Susan B. Anderson's company, Barrett Wool Company. They did a woodland ornament, sort of like an advent kind of kit. The packaging was really beautiful. So it came in this big box, and then each bit of wool had a section, and there's some notions in there. So yeah,
Cool.
really well packaged. And there are, I want to say 6 or 8, I think it's 6 little creatures. And I decided to start with the little squirrel. So the squirrel is the first one. I'm going to start the bunny. I'd love to get one done a week. That might be unrealistic because it's a lot of little pieces. Although she does write things really intuitively and like has you put pearl bumps in the places where you're going to go back up and pick up for the orange or the
Yeah.
seaweed or whatever. It's really intuitively written patterns. So yeah, I'm really happy with him. He came out really nice, and he's going to be part of a little woodland creature family.
Aw.
I think I started on him maybe Thursday. So he didn't take terribly long, but I did devote maybe 4 hours to him yesterday. So um, it's a little thing, but it's not a lot of knitting. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
mostly
those
what my crafting
always
has
a
been.
little bit fiddly.
Yeah, it's so but you have something that you finished, right? You finished a couple things.
I did. I finished two things. So the first is just something teeny tiny small. But I was talking, for those of you who don't know, I help out with the Ply Guilt, which is a really fun spinning thing. And so we were talking about like things that you can make that are small, that are great holiday or just gift ideas. And so I knit a little doodle cup cozy, using
Oh,
some leftover hand spun. So the pink is left over from my recalibrate, and then the light blue, it's a snowflake pattern. It's hard to see, but I was just playing.
yeah.
I do need to work more on my Farrell knitting, so this was a great way of doing it. Um, so the light blue is left over from my blanket I knit many, many years ago. It's the pink is Southern Cross Fibers and the blue is Hello Yarn. It was a patchwork kit,
I
so
remember
it
that.
fits nicely. Yep, on a can, or it's really meant for, um, like, a hot beverage. But yeah, been using it on a can while I've been sitting here, and I've had a couple Zooms this past week, so it's been nice for that. Um, so yeah, that's the first thing that I finished. So that's the Doodle Cup Cozy. I knit it on size ones, I believe. And it went really, really quickly. Good afternoon project. So if you're looking to practice Fair Isle, it is a good one. It's by Jamie Lomax, the same person who does all the doodle decks. So
Hmm.
you can sort out, there were lots of pattern choices. I just chose the snowflake because it kind of went with the colors, and there were different like border choices as well. So a fun little pattern. And then the other thing that I finished is my super sparkly hat for my friend.
Oh
So
wow!
you are not going to be able to see how sparkly this is in real life because it is so much sparkle. It is some fiber I spun that my friend picked out at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, from Honey Gold Acres. And I just cast on, I'm doing the same hat essentially that I just talked about, because she wanted a nice slouchy hat. So,
Oh,
yep,
that's gonna look
nice
so good on
little
her.
slouchy hat. So, yep, lots and lots of stellina. This is a fiber that is 30% stellina and 70% merino. It is not as rough as you would think it would be with that content. So I have some more to spin. I have another skein to spin for me. And I might just do the same thing because this took longer than it should have because I just kept stopping and looking at the yarn and how pretty it was. So those are the two things, two little hand spun projects, both Christmas, well, one's a Christmas gift for me, but it might get regifted to someone else. So yeah, little holiday gifts for some friends. And hopefully I'll get one or two things done a week leading up to the holidays.
That was
Because I know a
really
lot of
cute.
knit-worthy people. Yeah, so that is what I have finished. I do have some spinning. Do you have something else to share though before I
I do
start
not.
talking about my
I
spinning?
I would love to see what you've been spinning though.
Well, this looks pretty boring because it's on a gray section, but that is the rest of the Just Pretentious Enough.
Hmm.
So 3-ply Cordale, so that I am going to wind off. I've been washing a lot of wool this week. Tuesday I bagged around 5 pounds of a fleece. It
Wow.
is a Cordale that I got at Maryland Sheep and Wool this year. And it was a 12-pound Cordale from Peggy Howell, and I split it with Jillian Marino, and I washed hers for her before SSK, and so I'm going through the washing process with my half. So I have 15 bags of, I started with 15 bags of fleece to wash, and I'm down to around 10 now. I am doing a cold water pre-soak on them. It's just working better with this fleece. And that might be something I incorporate into all my fleece washing, especially with some fleeces that are a little bit sticky, or dirty. It helps get that dirt out a little bit before the washing cycle starts. So that's been going on. I've also been doing some other spinning. I have some Republica Unicornia that I
Ooh.
got at SSK this year. She dyes Rambouillet fiber, and this is the Unicorn Smoothie colorway. So, what I would like for this, this is going to be a 3-ply. I have all 3-plies spun. I just need to apply it today. I would like this to be part of a Tiff Nealon sweater that just came out that's worsted weight. I have some nightshades for it that is actually left over that you gave me. I only need
Hmm.
600 yards of main body color. And then like 4 colors, I think, that range from 200 to 400 yards. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of 3-ply yarn in the next couple weeks and kind of see what works for it best.
Yeah.
So that's Unicorn Smoothie. And then the other thing that I'm spinning is some Hello yarn. And this is Hello Yarn Falkland in the Birdsong colorway. So I'm hoping that those two kind of are different enough but work well together. So I have one bump of that spun on my Starling. I was working on that last night during a Zoom. So yeah. But I'm out of bobbins, so I gotta apply.
Hmm.
So,
See, it's normal
story of
battle.
my life. Yep. Um, so I just have some stuff, some bits and bobs on some bobbins that I didn't feel like emptying the bobbins completely, so I need to go through and do that and work on that. I'd like to empty a bunch of bobbins before Jillian Marino's 100 days start, which is
Hmm.
a event that Jillian Marino runs on her Patreon. It's, if you are a spinner, it is a great time. I enjoy it immensely. Um and I last year I spun close to 11 pounds of fiber, and I would like to do that again. I've already pulled out a good bit of fiber that I want to spin. Um, so, yep. And I got my advent from Knit Spin Farm yesterday, so that will also be part of that.
Oh.
So,
Are you
Bill's
gonna
writing
spin
up
that on
every.
spindles again?
No, probably not this year. We'll see. I have some cashmere coming that I'm going to spin on some spindles. Um, so yeah. Bill's sending a story every day. Just Joanna and Bill are at Spin Farm, so it's kind of like a Hallmark movie story that you get in your inbox. Super
Oh,
excited about it. They're good people, and I enjoy them
they
immensely.
are.
So, yep, that's it for me for spinning.
Hmm.
Have you been doing any other crafting?
Not really. I'm gonna try to make sticky toffee pudding this afternoon. I'm using the Jamie Oliver version of it because it has custard, and that's how I had it when we were in Scotland with custard versus like ice cream. Um, I'm sure both are just kind of reproduce what we. I think you had that. You had something else pudding
I did
one.
not because it's got suet usually in it.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
yeah. So I'm gonna try my hand at making some sticky toffee pudding. It's not really crafting, but it is a thing that's gonna take an afternoon.
yeah.
We'll see. I've been, as far as like what I've been watching or reading, I'm now all caught up on you. Um, so if you don't already know, our friend Hughes has a new channel called Rewilding Hughes, where he bought a cottage in the Scottish countryside with some acreage and a bunch of little outbuildings, and he is living his best life, like remodeling and setting up compost um, thing, uh, building all sorts of uh, stuff outside that he needs, like a wood shed, and
Yeah.
um, just and learning as he goes and just documenting it. And his
Yeah.
videography is really beautiful. So, and he's an excellent human being. So, um, I've caught up completely on him, and I'm still reading I think it's Two Twisted Crowns, um, by Rachel Gillig from the Shepherd King series, which is a male-female romance fantasy kind of thing. What about you? It's football and hockey season, so
It is. I actually abandoned a book this week. I tried
oh,
reading I really love the Will Trent TV show,
mm-hmm,
which is based on a book series by Karen Slaughter. And I tried listening to the first one on audiobook and I gave it around an hour and it was not for me. They're very different and that's fine. Um, so that was yesterday. I've been re-listening to a lot of Alana Andrews. I just re-listened to Julie's
mm-hmm.
Back to Atlanta story, which I can picture the cover. Now I can't remember the name
Blood,
of.
Blood Air, I think.
Blood Air. Yeah. Um, you just froze in a very interesting way on my
No,
screen. Um,
I'm sure it was very
so
flattering.
so Blood Air by Alana Andrews. I've gone back and restarted that the Kate Daniels series from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching some hockey. No football in the past couple weeks because Steelers had a bye. So they were off last week. And played Monday night the week before. And I missed that because I had stuff going on. Um, so just a lot. A lot of stuff happening, lots of stuff at work. Just busy, busy, busy. I have some stuff coming up. I can't remember if it's this week or next week at work after school again, too. Um, but yeah, just holding down the fort, staying busy. Hanging out with Pearl quite a bit and some friends. So that's really what I've been mainly up to. I'm trying to think if there's any other crafting or anything. We are working on SSK teachers, so I've had a lot of people asking me, will there be an SSK next year? As of right now, there is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We are just working on getting teachers. And so once we get those, signed, we will do our official announcement. But
Yep.
as of right now, it is always the third week in July if people want to put that on their calendars. So the dates for that are,
I think it's
I'm
the
very well
16th through the
prepared.
20th or 17th through the 20th. I can't
It's
remember
the
off the top of my
16th through the 20th. So that is because I know some people have to request off
head.
early. So those are the current dates. And those dates would not change. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I still am doing SSK Zooms on Thursday nights. We have a Discord that all that information is relayed in. That's linked on our show notes. You can find our show
Mm-hmm.
notes on TheKnitGirls with 3ls.com, as most of what we talk about when we remember to put it up.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's about it for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I had some great
Yeah.
Thai food yesterday from a food truck. It was exciting.
Mm, that sounds good.
It's been raining here for since Monday, so it's unusual.
Miserable. Have the ants tried to invade your house again?
Nope.
Whenever it rains in Mississippi, like, the ants are never far behind. So,
Nope, I've been pretty ant free. I did go and get bagels and some pasta salad from the farmer's market yesterday. So
mm.
that was before going to a work function for a couple hours and getting Thai food.
See
But
no
Thai food
flaws in this plan.
very exciting to me. Like, and also if I'm gonna work on a Saturday for a few hours, Thai food is essential.
Yeah, you
Um,
deserve a lot of
there's not
food.
a lot of Thai places in Mississippi, surprisingly. So,
Um, yeah, I think that's it. Um, we'll be back again next week. But until then, we hope you have a good week. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye, y'all.
bye y'all.